welcome to Coffee Chat. We are excited to have you here with us today. It's been a while, but we are here today. Hi, sis.
Hey, sis, how are you?
I'm doing great, doing great. So thank you for everyone for tuning in today. We appreciate your prayers, your likes, your comments, and your shares. So please keep them coming. We want to see some comments from you today. Interactive, get into this conversation because we are going to have some chat today. So, this month we are talking about the blueprint for proactivity. You have to be proactive. It is essential to take initiative, follow goals and plans, to be consistent, stay focused on tasks rather than being lazy. Being a filibuster, procrastinating, or just not caring about things essential for you to have a practical, productive, successful life. Have you ever seen a cat or other animal chasing its tail? They're just going around and around and around. Or seen that hamster on the wheel that's going around. They are burning a lot of energy, but they're not getting anywhere. They're not getting anywhere.
Wasting their time.
Yes. So you only react to life rather than creating a life that you don't want to take a vacation from by doing things decent and orderly. You don't accomplish anything, when you're just reacting all the time. You want to be positive so you can do something that's beneficial in life. You may die trying, but hey, as long as you are doing something proactive to get things done. So be proactive, not reactive. What do you think, sis?
Well, sis, like you say, being on that hamster on that wheel, you just spinning around and not going anywhere. And really, when you are proactive, that gives you an opportunity to kind of be a little bit in control of where you're going and be able to put some things in place. But like you say, when you're reactive, you just spinning your wheel. And for me, it almost makes me nervous to have to live my life like that. So yes, absolutely. It's much better to, have an action plan and not just off the tip of your head, or whenever things arise, you respond or you react to it rather than do some pre-planning and thinking along the way, and not just being a person that's, just ready to react when things are not going well. So it makes your life go a lot easier when you can take that time and plan and have some directions and some consistency as well.
Yeah, that's good. Be consistent. Be consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tonight, we want you to think about being proactive and not reactive in various situations. So we're going to discuss these so you can give us your thoughts. Dan, Agnes, we would love to get your perspective on these situations that we're going to talk about tonight. But it's all about, thinking about things and being proactive and not just waiting on the tail end for things to just happen and then you want to react. So, sometimes some things I can think a lot of different things, but how about Carol? Somebody, they go out every morning to work, every morning, they get ready to go, and they look at their tire and they like, oh, it looks flat. I'm gonna put some air in here. And they put some air in there and they go on to work or wherever they're going. They come back. Next day they go out there. Oh, look at my tire. It looks flat. I'll put some air in it. And then they, same old. Next day they go out and they just keep doing that every day. Why? I mean, it's like the cat chasing the tail. Why you keep putting air in the tire?
I know. And it's almost like a cycle of insanity. You see it's happening every single morning. And every single morning, just think about the time. Now, if you got an air pump at home, I don't know, but you got to go put some air in that tire. How much more you could be doing rather than that same Same thing over and over. You know it's leaked 3 or 4 days. You keep seeing the same thing. Why not either go get the tire fixed, go get it plugged or something, or go buy a new tire? Because it's almost like you think about how much time you're taking out of your day that you've got to go. And you're already planning to get up and know it's leaking. So you already got a plan that you're going to do. So why not go and try to get it fixed so you won't have to spend your time pumping air or getting air or going somewhere trying to get, well, if it's flat, you may not be going anywhere. I don't know.
It's like, doing the same thing day after day, but thinking one day I'm going to go out there and I'm going to get a different result. Why would you even think that? If you go out there 3-4 days and every morning you've lost air, you're going to lose air every day. The tire got a slow leak in it. So in order to be proactive, you're like, okay, there's something wrong with my tire. I'm going to go ahead and stop by a repair shop or get someone to put my spare on and then take that one to the shop to get it fixed, because it can be an emergency in the middle of the night and you don't have time to put air in anything. You gotta go where you gotta go. So you need to be proactive, not being reactive, getting out there with that pump every morning. Pulling up to the service station, know you're gonna be late for work.
Just go get it fixed, huh?
Yeah.
Go get it fixed, because it's still going to continue to leak as long as you don't do anything about the situation. That's just like bleeding and your fingers bleeding and you know it's bleeding, and you need to either go try to stop the bleeding or you need to put a Band-Aid on or something, but you just kind of just lacklusterly, just keep on knowing my fingers bleeding. I'm not going to do anything, like you ignoring it. So you're ignoring the tire, and know every time you come out there, obviously there's something wrong.
Exactly. Y'all gotta let us know. What do y'all think about this?
What do you think?
We want to hear. Carol and I might be on the wrong wavelengths. So tell us if you got a whole different perspective.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Well, what about this one, sis? It's time to go it's time to go grocery shopping, right? Do you really need to make a list? I don't know. I almost find myself doing this at Thanksgiving. No list, thinking I'm going to go out there and remember everything that I need to get. I tell you, if I didn't go to the grocery store 3 to 4 times, simply because I didn't have a list, how much better my life would have been if I'd have made my list, gone to the grocery store, picked up everything I need at one time, and I wouldn't have had to be going to the grocery store. And at the last minute, I needed something and they didn't have what I needed. So a list was important. And I think also that would be proactive, to make a list. What I did was reactive, not making my list, going to the store, think, I can remember off the tip of my head. No, it just didn't work. And one other thing, I know a list, being proactive, it will help you with a budget at that grocery store as well. Because I don't know about you, when I'm in there just being reactive, let me see if, maybe I'll try this, and then you walk away and you don't have everything you need simply because you didn't have a list to stick to. But anyway, I finally got it together.
Right. I mean, I know we've had times, because Dan will go to the store, but it's like if I don't give him a list, I don't sit and think, and add to that list, then it's like, oh, I didn't even put eggs on the list. You didn't put eggs. I didn't put it on the list. So, I'm trying to be proactive, but I didn't do a good job of it because I just did a quick list and that was it. But see, like me, I don't like to shop. So even like if it's a dress or something I need to know what, like what color or whatever I want, what store I'm going to. I want to go get it and come out. But I can go in Walmart Don't let me go in there without a list. Don't let
uh,
me go in there without a list. Deborah, I thought you were Walmart to get one thing. I come back and I spent $200-300 up in
I
Walmart.
know.
Just going up and down, up and down the aisles, up and down. Oh, yeah, like, oh, all right. I never tried that.
Yeah,
Let me
yeah,
try that.
exactly.
Oh, I think the grandkids are like this.
Wow,
Child. And like you say, you spend so much money.
you
So
do.
being proactive, making that list, because you're gonna make a list of what is it that I need. So because if you're home and you run out of something, hopefully you jot it down somewhere. So you're making that list of
Right.
what you need and you're sticking to your list and you're gonna save money. So being proactive again is gonna help you out.
It will help you save that money for sure. And like you say, at Walmart, oh, they and all any store, they put all the nice stuff at the register and stuff like that, and all those things that's not in the middle of the aisle, that's on the outside. They do that to kind of get our attention, and so we just have to be. I was like, sometime I'll get home and I was like, girl, why did you buy this? You know you didn't need this, but no list, just walking through, just picking up little bitty things as you go along. So yeah, proactive would be to make a list. Agnes said she always make a list.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
All right,
good.
Agnes.
Oh, yay.
All right, Agnes.
Man, somebody got
Always.
it going on.
I know it because I don't.
Good
I do
job,
not.
Agnes. Good job.
Yes. High five to Agnes. I'm telling you. Mm-mm.
Because it's real funny. You don't have that list, and you go and bought $200-300 worth of stuff, and you get home, it's like, oh, I had went there to get blah blah blah, and you wouldn't even buy that. I've done that so many
That's
times.
the sad
I
part.
didn't forget what I went to the store for. 'Cause I just grabbed it.
You don't even have what you need, and got $200 or $300 worth of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to work on me a list, sis, for going to the grocery store.
Yep.
Since Agnes says she always do it, that is one thing I want to put into action a little bit better, is to go ahead and try to make, especially at the grocery store
Yes.
and Walmart for sure.
I was especially at Walmart because you'd be in there for days.
Yeah.
Agnes, you better believe, and I didn't grab everything, but you better believe I don't forget those Cheetos and those Oreos.
Well, say that's priority, huh?
Yes, priority. Gotta have that.
Gotta have that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
it's important
one of
too.
the ones, in my my senior age, I decided to go back to school. But it's
Okay.
so funny. It's like, well, I've always studied for the exam ahead of time, trying to be
Mm-hmm.
proactive and not
Mm-hmm.
react. Try to cram and then get up there and everything's running together. But it's like even when you're in college, they're always going to make you do those projects with others. So I guess it's getting ready for the workplace.
Mm-hmm.
But I tell you, when you're working on those projects and you got somebody that's just gonna, you divvy up the assignments so everybody got something, and this person said, "Well, I'll be the writer, I'll be the proofer, I'll do this," and you sitting and you waiting. It's like, okay, when you gonna do your part? I can't do my part till you do your part. What you doing? But they rather wait to the last minute. Just it's the same thing. I said exam, but it's things like you tell somebody, having a dinner, please RSVP by the 15th. They think they gotta wait till the night of the 15th to respond, and then they forget. So you still don't have a response. You can't
Right.
plan. What do you think about all those things?
Well, and you're absolutely right. When it's not just even an exam, but the exam for sure, but even other things in life, when you ask people to do something, and you're waiting, or you send out a general response and tell them, I need a reply, I need a response for this situation, or I need you to do X, Y, and Z so we can do the other things. And they don't say anything, sis. They don't respond. You don't know if they got, they got it, the text or whatever. But just the fact that you don't respond, and like you said, then when it's close to time for things to be due, you what now what'd you say I was supposed to do? And I'd be like, what? are you are you kidding me? What? And you got this 3 or 4 weeks ago? And so yeah, it makes a big difference. And sometimes we have to remind people that you don't do the Lord's work like that. Let me just say it like that. You don't wait to the last minute, or you don't take your assignment that you've been given to be able to do something, and you wait to the last minute, and then you call somebody and tell them, oh, I'm not, you know, a month ahead of time, right?
Right.
And 2 or 3 days before, you're like, I don't think I'm going to be able. I'm not ready. I'd be like, you're not what? How do we do that? Even with people, with exams, with just people depending on you, and you still don't see any value in being proactive, and you want to wait to the last minute. That's a real pet peeve of mine, I tell you. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's hard. That's really hard. Because to me, you're not taking into consideration of other people, and like you were saying, if you're all working as a team, and at 4 people, everybody got a part to do, and you don't do your part, then that, I'm sure what you found that out in going to school, I mean, that can lessen the other people's grade because you haven't done your part. And so it's just, I don't know, to me, it's about valuing other people and valuing your time. And like you said, and when it comes down, the exam is coming up, whatever you've been asked to do is coming up, and you wait to the last minute, and you don't plan. So yeah, it makes everybody, when you have to be reactive in that situation, it makes everybody else have to react or try to fit their things in with yours. So yeah.
Like you say, like being proactive, even coming down to like these broadcasts. I always tell people I will get you the questions and your link a week ahead. Even if it's someone I don't know, I do know, but I'm always trying to get it done a week ahead, so you got time to look at it, do your research. And so I've sent it to you, and I'm all excited. And I'm not gonna bother you. I say, if you have any questions, contact me. And then the day before, I always say, okay, looking forward to our broadcast tomorrow. And then they'll say, oh, it's tomorrow. I know it's tomorrow. That's how I do. Oh. So you didn't read my email when I was in it, right?
Did not read anything. Yeah. And I appreciate that with you, Deborah, that you are you do that very well, that you do send information and you do plan in advance. That's one reason we've been chatting for the last 2, 3, 4 years, because I know that's how you do stuff. And so to me, I absolutely love that structure that you have in place. And so I don't function well at the last minute. So I do appreciate that.
Right.
Yep. Well, what about when a project is due in 2 months? 2 months now, an opportunity for you to be proactive, right? An opportunity to start doing, like you say, your research and whatever needs to take place in order for the project on the due date to be ready. And then you have not planned, you have not done the research, you have not reached out to anybody. If you haven't done interviews or any of those things it's going to take to make the project a success. And so when you operate, like when you don't do those things, and let me just say this, some people I think they can function like that. But and because I was thinking about it, now sometimes we might need to be a little reactive, but not when you've had a project due 2 months. But I was thinking about this, and I was like, people like firefighters, they have to know how to get in there and they probably have planned and done proactive things all along. But in that moment, they got to know what they need to do. So that's one side of the reactive side. I said, well, that may not. That's a good part of being a reactive person, but that's not how you want to spend your life. And so, like you were saying here, a project due in 2 months, you cannot wait. Personally, I would say you can't even wait 2 weeks to get the project started.
Right.
That would be me. But some people live their lives. To me, that's like living your life on the edge when you don't prepare, you don't plan, you don't put any efforts into it. Even with exams, when you're talking about that, some people want to stay up all night and try to get things done. But I'm like you said, all of my thoughts start running together like this, and so I don't even know how to get through that. And that would be the same thing with trying to do a major project, and it's due, and you are not spending any quality time. And I think it also in the end, it's going to represent you, and you want it to represent you well. So why not spend some time working on it, putting it together, researching, looking to see, because in the end, at the end of the day, the project may have to be tweaked a little bit more in order
Right.
for it to look like what you want to. So you've taken all those elements out of it because you waited till the last minute. What do you think?
Right. And sometimes people will say, well, okay, this is the project. And then they'll maybe bullet point it out. And you
Mhm.
might have somebody say, oh yeah, but okay, so that, have these people that are really analytic. Oh, so that'll take us seven and
Mm,
a half days. So we got some wiggle room in there. Okay, so to me, see, I would say, okay, I got some wiggle room, so I'd rather go ahead and get it done. Then I can look over it because you always
mhm.
gonna make some mistakes, some typos,
Yes.
something, or you
Mhm.
don't like the way it look. You got time to, sharpen everything up.
Mhm.
But if you wait, okay, so we don't need to start until we got 7.5 days to go. Okay, within those 7.5 days, what if somebody gets sick? What if somebody get hit
Mm,
by a car? What if your website goes down and it's down for a day? Then you don't have any wiggle room. So what do you do then?
mhm.
You have to say, "Oh, our project is not ready."
Mm.
I had 2 months.
Right. Right.
You can't say, "Well, you see what had happened was." No, you gotta. Yeah, hey, we don't have it ready. The system went down. Okay, but the system just went down yesterday and it was only down for 12 hours. I thought I gave y'all this project 2 months ago.
Wow. Mhm.
Don't have anything to say, because I had a boss tell me one time we, worked in insurance, and so we had certain groups that were assigned to us, and
Mhm.
so whatever their renewal date was, you had however many groups to do.
Mhm.
So if I had
Mhm.
2 groups or 10 groups or 20 groups, I always got them done, and I was done for the month. And my boss told me, he says, "Why do you do that? You need to space your work out." And I was like, if I space my work out and something happens, then what? What's going to happen
Mhm.
to my work? But it wasn't like, I was getting my work done and then sitting there with my arms folded the rest of the time. I found
Mhm.
things to do. I would read a book. I would learn something, a new
Mhm.
something on Excel or whatever. So that
Mhm.
took that time to make my skills sharper. I didn't waste
Right.
time.
Mhm.
So, I just thought, no, I'm not gonna space my workout. I'm gonna get it done.
Mhm. Mhm.
But that's just me. I mean, I know
Right.
people have, you would prefer to do things different ways, but I think
Right.
you're gonna be proactive and try to get, and that's what being proactive is all about, is
Yeah.
planning and
Mhm.
making sure that you can get things done on the front end rather than having
Mhm.
to go haywire and then you got to react on the back end. So
Yeah, exactly. Mhm. And gives you an opportunity also, to just if like you said, you got all these people with analyzing and whatever, but it also, when you are proactive, it gives you an opportunity to choose what if one way is not working, and it gives you an opportunity to choose something different if you need to. If you start out with enough time. But like you said, at the very end of the day, or at the end of it, you want to try to you want to give, like you said, give yourself some wiggle room, give yourself some time. If the project isn't the way it needs to be, you've got an opportunity to perfect it, or make it, go back and add and change or delete some things that's going to be one that you want it to represent you the
Right.
very best. So yeah, you
Yeah.
have to just make sure, it's just about an opportunity of choosing which direction or how you want to handle it. Do I want to, do I want to always be on the cutting edge and and just, when it happens, I'm a respond, or rather you're going to be on the edge where you know that I'm planning, and if something happens, I know then how I'll have to respond, because I've gotten some things already put in place. So and it comes down to having a choice as to how you want to, do you want to be proactive, or do you want to be reactive? And so it's really left up to that person and that individual. And I guess we could talk forever, and still there's still going to be people who, the reactive time, that reactive personality, they're going to like, I'm just going to keep doing it the way I do, because so I heard somebody say, I function better under pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. That may be how they're wired, but I don't know. But it would be less stressful, I would think, if we would plan and try to make sure we're doing everything we can to make whatever we're trying to do successful or productive.
All right. Yeah.
All
So,
right.
Pastor Allen and Chef Siobhan Grant, we would love to hear from you. What are your thoughts about situations and being proactive or reactive? Love to hear from you. So our
Yeah.
topic is be proactive rather than reactive. Yeah, I think one other one, I guess, and this is just me. Some people
Okay.
would
All
rather
right.
drive until, you know, the car says 10 miles to empty or whatever. And see, I want my vehicle at least half full. I'm like, Dan, why I don't have any gas? You got plenty of gas. You can go here and here and here. No, that's not the point. I want a half a tank of gas at all times. I can have an emergency. I don't have time to stop and get no gas. I want it in there. But to me, that's just being proactive. And again, you never know what's going to happen in life when you got to get up and you got to move. And so, I mean, but hey, what's y'all's perspective? I want to hear from other people. What do you think, sis?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm not going to say I'm stuck on a half a tank, but I do to have, I think when mine get to be like a fourth, I'm about ready to go. And so now as far as waiting till that light come on, no. Now you're talking about living on the dangerous side of on the edge, about to go off a cliff with just waiting to that. No, because you know what I think about when we had people coming from the Katrina incident. Yeah, and people were stuck on the road for hours with no gas, no way of finding gas and things like that. So that always remind me, you want to keep some gas in your car, because like you say, you don't ever know when an emergency is going to happen. So I think it would be, proactive to always think about, you don't ever want to drive it till it's on E. My dad would always he was kind of like you, Deborah. He would always, fuss with my mom, about not having it. And so he probably would fuss at me at a fourth of a tank, because he said, you're not driving, you're just driving on fumes when you're driving that low in gas. You don't have no gas. So he would always say that. So he'd probably be screaming now if he knew I'd wait till I get a fourth of a tank of gas in the car. But he would always tell my mother that keep that gas tank over a half of, like you, over half full because you're just driving my car on fumes. That's all you're doing.
Yes.
So yeah, yep. Don't want to get in that place where you don't have any gas. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all like the leaky tire.
Well,
Going back to that leaky tire and not having gas. And so yeah, we just have to and I do understand sometimes people have to drive till they don't have any more money or gotta wait till a certain time.
yeah.
That happens sometimes, and not deliberately doing it, but circumstantially they get like that. So what a blessing it is to be able to make sure it's half full or full full,
You're
and
right.
not have to worry about, I gotta wait till payday, or I need to go borrow $2 or $3 to put a little gas. And $2 or $3 now is not very much gas. We know that, right?
Right.
Not at all. So yeah, I mean, it's something for us to think about. But like I said, we know everybody can't fit in that one box or whatever. But if we can, we want to think proactively and not always responding or reacting to after something has occurred. So yeah,
Yeah.
planning.
Yeah. So we hope that you like these little nuggets that we talked about tonight and being proactive. And we would love to, again, to hear your comments if you have any comments, but please share if you think that someone else could uh, gain a little insight from our discussion. We would greatly appreciate it, but we do appreciate you tuning in tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And make sure, we got second Saturday coming up, and it is Conversation with the Guys. And they got a good
Mm.
one. I can't wait to hear this one. Their topic is inappropriate behavior for men. I can't wait.
Ooh.
Woo-wee.
That's gonna be a hot topic, right?
I'm gonna be too hot. It's gonna be sizzling.
Hot, hot topic. Yeah, that should be very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, so all of
So,
you, Deacon Holmes and Pastor Allen, Amy, Agnes, Dan, all y'all make sure that y'all tune in. Well, Dan can't tune in. Dan will be on there. But yeah, so yeah, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8:30 Central Time, Saturday morning. And they always have some good conversations, I tell you. No holds barred. They just tell it like an IS.
Hey, bar none, huh?
Yes.
That
Yes,
is
you
awesome.
must tune in. And I know we're here at the end of the year and talking about being proactive. I haven't been very proactive in the in my donations this year. I've been real slack, but hey, it's the end of the year. I think we have 4 great events. So if God puts it on your heart, we would greatly appreciate your donations for the end of the year so that we could continue this content for our young men, teenage and young adult males, as well as encouraging our mothers. We did some great things this year with our conferences. Got an opportunity, even with the bad weather in the Bahamas, to visit a couple places. So it's been amazing. Already got something lined up for January to visit some high schoolers here in Jacksonville. So I am super excited. So your assistance would be most appreciated. So Build Your Best Life. Well, it's WYWD30 at PayPal. We would appreciate it as
And
well. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, and it goes to every dollar goes to a great cause. And so Deborah, it's just such a blessing to see how God continues to use you, and how this platform is continuing to offer. Every year it offers something better, and as they say, it gets gooder and gooder every year. And so what a blessing it is to stay connected to you and to see what God is doing. And so I just pray that the contributions will come in, and there will be an overflow because people can see the great work that you're doing and that you're offering. And I love the fact that you're offering this from your heart. And so that's what's so important, that what you do, what it says, only what we do for Christ will last. And I know that's your heart, to do these things to help young men to be able to build their best life, and that's your passion. And so I just pray that God will continue to just that there will be no lack in what you're doing. So great job, sis.
All right. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, everyone, we are declaring Jeremiah 29:11 over your lives, because God does not want you to have what? Disaster. He wants you to have prosperity and the future that you hope for. And you can have that. So remember
Yes.
that all start out to do. Don't ever think that you can't. Just design your blueprint for success based on the plans that God has for you. Put in the work and build your best life. And remember,
Mm-hmm.
building your best life, that's our business. That's not a slogan, it's our commitment. I love you. Be blessed. Stay safe. And you have anything else, sis?
Just I want to say, because we won't chat again till next year. And so I just want to say Merry Christmas to everyone. And absolutely, we want to always remember the reason for our season. And it's because, we got the greatest gift through the Son, Jesus Christ. So have a
Yes.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Bye,
Mhm.
everyone. See you Saturday.